I'm here. Greets everybody. Welcome to live stream film chat number 52. How do you say that in Espanol? I can't say it in Spanish. Is it siete días? Siete dos. Siete dos. Live stream number siete dos. I don't know if that's right or not. I love the Spanish language. I just don't know it. Let's see who's here. Hey, Lyle is here. Number uno. Hello, my friend. 2 minutes early. Bonnie. Always ready to keep me on my toes. Gianluca. Did I say that right? Gianluca. Hello. And 1 year of stream. Oh, total. Yeah, right. If we did one every week, 52. We are 1 year. Jeffrey's here. Yeah, early a tad. Couple minutes. I put the little bing bong up while the coffee was ready. Or getting ready. Radios is here. Hello. Let's go. Mike is here. In the words of Get Smart, missed it by that much. And there's Jeffrey. It has been like an oven here in Massachusetts. Nearly 95 with heat index over 100 with high humidity. I am feeling your pain. It's cloudy, very cloudy here in Central Florida today, and it's still 90 degrees currently. 106 here in Kansas. Okay, well, I'm not, I guess I keep my mouth closed then. Gungala. 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 That is so Caddyshack. All right, what else we got? Finally on time. Hey, Russell is here. You are finally on time. It's cooking everywhere right now. Similar temperatures here in PA. You know, this is the times. There's 3 or 4 months out of the year that are just not film friendly. I did shoot some 50D yesterday. My wife and I. We'll talk about it in a second. I'm not showing it. It's not developed, but it's difficult. Very difficult all over the country right now to get out in this hot, humid temp and film. 96 here in Mesa, Arizona. Hey, Jim's here. Hey, buddy. Should get to 104 today. Yeah, Arizona is it's no freezer. Nothing new camera-wise, but phonograph and record-wise, yes. Boy, you're a phono junkie. Lyle says the 400-foot to 100-foot despooling video even helped me when I just did my 400-foot of 250D in 35mm. Used the same equipment, even half my split reel worked. Yes! Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you just put it on 1/2 because 35 and 16mm have the same size core. It's just 35mm wider. That's awesome, Lyle. Great news. I do the same thing. When I do 35mm for anything, I'll use 16mm core adapters in there just on one side. Also got the Airy 16B. Oh, I want to know how that turned out, Bonnie. How's that BL? Is it, are you able to put any juice to it and see if it runs? Because that would be nice to know. 91 here. It's hot everywhere. Tuesday's supposed to be 95. Hello, Is the Wiz. Welcome. Jim says I got one of my Canon double Super 8s back, or DS8. That's not a double Super 8. That's a DS8. Or maybe you mean double Super 8. Back from the repair shop. Looking forward to using it. Are you talking about a DS8 as in model, Jim? Regular 8? Or is that DS8 as in a double Super 8? Which would be super cool. I have a double Super 8. I have a Pathé double Super 8 camera, but there's a lot wrong with it. I know Bonnie is always on fire with getting the deals. That would be me if it wasn't also in antique phonos. I know. Yay, Barry's here. Greetings. Remjet is here. Hello, my friend. All right, Russell says, hi all. IOM is here. Hello, IOM. I just wrote on my hand. Gordon is here. 89 in Maine. Gordon, I have to say, you live in the coolest state in the entire United States. Coolest as in, it's I love Maine. I don't know why, I've never been there, but it just seems like a cool state. 65 here, and that's quite hot for here. We don't want to talk to you anymore, Russell. I got the Edison and the Columbia Players. God, dog it. Schmancy. Hey, my sissy is here. Hello, Lori. Mwah. Much love to you, my baby sister, Lori Orbaugh. Just got off the phone with her a little while ago. Next week, I'm getting a new computer. My wife just got a new computer, a work computer, new laptop we just had to set up. It's double Super 8, yes, okay, good. Canon double Super 8. I'd love to have a good Canon double Super 8 camera. So if you have a spare one sitting around, just send it to me. I'm okay with that. Came with an Arri 35mm gate. That's strange, Bonnie. I'm guessing it's just something they had laying around that was not listed in the auction, so I would say it was worth it. I have not tested it yet since I've taken some weird connection for the batteries. You know, speaking of getting something that wasn't included, about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe not quite that long, when I had my Arri 16S, when I first got it, or maybe even before, because I knew I was going to get one, somebody listed, I think it was a pawn shop, listed 4 or 5 Arri S magazines, which they're all over, they're easy to find, but they listed them super cheap because they were broken. They were mainly just parts, and they said there's some other junk in the box, whatever. I didn't really care. I wanted to try to piece together 1 or 2 magazines, and I got it super dirt cheap, like 20 or 40 bucks tops for the whole box. And I was able to piece together a couple of really good mags. I took them completely apart. I serviced them. I refelted. I mean, I did everything to these mags, re-oiled everything. What I did find, and I almost exclusively use it now on my Arri 16S, in the box was my George Jensen 24 frames per second crystal motor for the Arri 16S. I had no idea it was even in there. There was weird parts and different things, and then boom, there's this crystal Arri 16S crystal motor in the box. So as far as getting things that you didn't know was going to be there, and like I say, this was 3 or 4 years ago, and I don't even think I had my Aeroflex yet, so it was really exciting. Anyway, that's my I got something cool for nothing kind of story for today. Matthew is here. Maine is amazing. Would move there in a heartbeat if I could. Yeah, I just want to go. I just want to go to Maine. It's just I don't know, it's just such a neat place. 16 Celsius here in Gothenburg. What is that in Fahrenheit? I'm not that up on my Celsius to Fahrenheit. I know 20 degrees Celsius is 68 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's less than 68 degrees. What is it, about 4 or 5 degrees difference? I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know how the conversion goes. My guess would be in the 50s. Okay, what's happening? Now I'm being offered a Columbia AJ. I don't know what that is. It's got to be a phonograph. Yeah, I know. It was quite interesting, Lyle. Hey, Steven's here. Hello, my friend. And here we go. Ken is here. We can start. Ken's here. We can start. Okay, I want to go over a couple of things. Mike, do you have a video on the UPB-1A developing tank? I do, Russell. I have a couple. I should update it because my workflow changes as I progress. But I do have a couple of videos, Russell. Yes, on the UPB-1A. Maybe we'll load that tank today. I have some practice film. They're really easy once you get the hang of it. I'm seeing new names today. Welcome. I know, it's awesome when new people pop in. This is great. I love these live streams. What do we got? 20-something people? Jeffrey says, I saw a video of a person who bought a new Kodak Super 8. He did not clean the gate. The film was scratching the film, or it was getting scratched. Peeling while... What? He did not read the... It sounds like he didn't read the manual. You know, there's one... I wonder if it's the guy that's selling his. It's funny you mentioned that, but there's one on eBay right now. The new Kodak Super 8 camera. Complete kit in a Pelican case. The guy's asking $4,000 as a starting bid. It ran its course, I think, 7 days, and no bids. He has a buy it now for, I don't know, 5,500, something like that, US. You know, I got to see more. I got to hear more about. I can't afford to buy one, if I'm being honest. So, but I do want to see. You don't see a lot of samples from it. I want to see some more videos. If I had one, I would do a full blown. I would probably shoot several rolls and get it professionally processed and scanned. And I want to see what it's really capable of. I was having a conversation with somebody. I think it was Matthew. About the I'm sorry. It was Dave Knopp. About the Logmar. You guys remember the Logmar? It was sort of a custom built Super 8 camera, and there is some footage online, and it's like I told Dave, I see it as kind of like Bigfoot footage, where some people believe it's real Super 8 footage, some people don't. I am in the camp that I kind of don't believe it's true Super 8 footage. It almost looks like 35 millimeter to me, at 16 millimeter at best, at worst. I'm not fully convinced that that's what that's from, but maybe I'm wrong. It would be nice to know that I'm wrong. Let's see. It's going to be his first disc model machine. That's pretty awesome, radios. 16 degrees Celsius. Oh, 16 times 1.8 plus 32. Okay, you're going to make me do math now? Plus 32? No. 16 times 2 is 32. 30. Okay, so in the 64 range-ish. 60 degrees? That was close. Dirty Gate was his... what? His Ussie? Bell & Howe has a used one for... or Bell & Howe. B&H. For 4,900. I didn't know they sold used stuff on there on B&H. That's interesting to know. I tell you, the film was not really better than a vintage Super 8 camera. I really have a hard time spending that much money on a Super 8 camera. But I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. I love Kodak. I'm a Kodak fanboy. I'll admit it. And they've been so good to me over the years. But that's a lot of money. I mean, for 5,500 bucks, maybe $6,000 after shipping and taxes and everything else. I mean, you could shoot a short film on 16 millimeter for that. Camera and all. Camera, film, everything, you know. I tell you, the film was not really better than... oh yeah, I just read that. Where's Matthew? I just saw a Matthew comment. I saw a new video about the Kodak Super 8 recently. Can't remember which channel, but will send it along if I find it again. Yes, it's one of only 3. There's so little of it out there. Jim says a Kodak's a cool camera, but I like my Max 8 Gate 4000. Yeah, Jim has one of those Max 8 4008s, and I did some film for him, and it looks really cool. What good, I mean, 1.78 to 1 footage, or, you know, true widescreen footage. It looked beautiful, honestly. Could you get it and write it off on your taxes? You know, that's a good question, Lyle. I am so iffy. I probably overdo it as far as not writing things off, because I don't ever want to be attacked by the IRS, but or underdo it, should I say? But probably not. Probably because I would need to use it solely for this channel and everything that I do. Although my wife would argue, basically everything I do in the film world is, if it doesn't come out, it's not shown on my channel, and I don't have any enjoyment with it. If it comes out, pretty much you guys are going to see it. So I don't know. I don't know, Lyle. That's a good question. I think I saw one of the Logmars on eBay a month or 2 ago. You know, Matthew, there was one, and it was one of those scammers. I mean, there may have been a legit one, but every now and then you see a scammer that you know, they put these high-ticket items on, and the second picture is like, you must send your money to this email address. You know, it's a scam. They don't last long, but I did see the Logmar during one of those. Jeffrey is here. Hello, Jeffrey. I'm watching you rather than build up to the Euro Soccer Cup final. England versus Spain. Is that love or... You know, Jeffrey, that is like holy matrimony right there. I'm not even kidding you. I appreciate it. But don't you ever think you need to halt your life for some stranger on the internet. But I totally appreciate it. I really do, every one of you. Hey, Mike is here. Good morning, everyone. Me too, Jeffrey Lyle. You as well. Hey, Filmboy24. Hope your vacation was fun. You know, I haven't gone yet, Mike. I just haven't posted a video in a while. To be honest with you, I have done some things that I really wanted to document in video form, and they just, for every video I post, not live stream, I'd say 5 attempts at something else fails. You guys know I love to experiment with film, old film, new film. It's the nature of the beast. I mean, I'm working right now with, I'm revisiting Cathanol again, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but, and I wanted to do a video on my adventures in Cathanol. And it's not, I did it years ago, but I'm revisiting, and it's just, it's going to take some more getting used to, because it's not working too well. I saw the B&H one just yesterday. The only thing is it's missing is the Tri-X. Oh boy, the 1014 XLS is enough for me. I love my my 1014s. Yeah, you know that there's a love-hate relationship with the Canon 1014 XLS. You either love them or you don't like them at all. That's the way it is. There's nobody that just says, yeah, they're okay. That just doesn't happen with the 1014 XLS. And I totally get both sides. Believe me, I'm in the camp that says I love the 1014 XLS. But I understand the other side because they're so finicky. There's so much that can go wrong with the 1014X. I know I have 3 of them. I've had lots of them over the years. And all 3 of mine, each one has its own little sort of quirk, you know? And I have videos planned for that. I want to do a full breakdown of the 1014. You know, there's a lot of things I want to do. It's just so hot right now. 6,000 for a freaking Super 8 camera without auto zoom and no Logmar film gate stabilization. That Logmar was pretty awesome. The way you snapped that film in there and you pulled the film out and you looped it around the gate. I mean, okay, so maybe that's why their footage looks so good. I don't know. Adjusted for inflation, the price for the Kodak camera is correct. Yeah, that's fine. But when you adjust my income for inflation, it's not correct for me, Jim. Oh boy. Radio says, I'll buy an Eclair. I think you mean ACL for that money, right? Yeah. You're not wrong. That's a beautiful camera. Hey, it's Jim, right? It's Jim, right? Hi to all from 107 degree Fahrenheit, hot Greece. Greetings from Greece, my friend. That is toasty. That's like Phoenix toasty. Fun fact, good morning in Swedish would roughly translate to God Morgan för der Nukvinkval. Ouch, Jim, that is hot. That is toasty. Yeah. Thanks, Russell. To the regional manager. I wouldn't even pay $6,000 for a fully restored Boo 4008 ZM. You could probably get about 3 of them in great working condition, Mike. You're right. Hey, my Zvinks neighbor. My Zvinks neighbor. Jim says near the sea these degrees. Inside the country even more. Wow. Because you get a little breeze near the sea. I got a bunch of Kodak film 35mm for my birthday. And happy birthday. I don't know when it is, but it must have been near. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. Gonna use it in vintage cameras I have. Woohoo! And for the record, Jeffrey's the only one that has sent his Tri-X back to me so far, people. Okay, I'm not done with mine yet either. Bonjour, hello, hola, Hedson. He, or hi. Hallo, Bungman in Zuiden. In my opinion, the Boo 4008 is the best Super 8 ever made. And you might be right, Jim. And you know what? That's on my list. That's on my list. After we get, shelving for the house and, get the back porch done and all that stuff. I do want a 4008 just so I can see what all the hype is about. I was not a believer of this. I got to tell you. I was not a believer of the Canon 514 XL. I said, why on earth would anybody pay $500 for a Super 8 camera that had no features. Well, I got one for 60 bucks. That one, in mint condition, works flawlessly. And now I see, I'm a believer now. I wouldn't pay $500 for it, but maybe I would. But I'm a believer that it's worth it. It's definitely it's hard to leave home without that camera. Speaking of that, I just shot a roll of film yesterday, my wife and I. And I'm doing a competition. And I'm pitting these two cameras against each other. Canon 514 XL, Bell & Howell T30 XL. Now, used to be, I know film is sort of resurging, and it's there's this boom for film now. But it wasn't that long ago, a year or so ago, you could buy these cameras for about 40 bucks, maybe 50. Now, 75 to 150, depending on these cameras. These things are kind of making a boom start right now. I don't know what's going on, but the Bell & Howell T30 XL, I've done videos on it, and it's a good camera. It would probably be better suited to pit this camera against the Canon 310 XL, which I have, but mine's all wonky and doesn't work right. So that, whoa, you settled down. So the next best thing is to pit it against this one, the 514 XL. They're close. They're close. This one has a little bit faster lens. This one has a little bit more zoom range. 5 to 1 zoom, 3 to 1 zoom. But I shot this. You guys know that's my favorite film. Kodak 50D. Kodak Vision 3 50D. Half of it in this camera, half of it in this camera, and when I process it, you're going to see it on video. I had a 310, I had three 1014 XLS, and they all broke. Yeah, they are finicky, that's for sure, Jim. Just realized I wrote that in Dutch. Sorry. You know, I would have never known if you wouldn't have told me. You have no blue. Why Canon double Super 8? What about the cheap Russian cores? If you don't mind, if you don't need 100 foot. I'm okay with that, Jeffrey. I have a, for double Super 8, I actually have, let's see if I can, I don't know if I've ever shown you guys this, but it's got some brokenness to it, as you can probably see. I just love the look of it. I got it really cheap quite a while ago. The Pathé. Incredibly, it does run. It runs just fine. Yeah, and I don't have a lens cap, so I'm using a 8mm film can, just to cover my lens here. My Ingenue lens. It's got a great little lens. It's dusty because I don't do much with it. This is my double Super 8, and it needs a lot of help. The viewfinder's all screwed up. You know, it's missing. There's some parts missing on this side. Some dust. As you can see there, some parts missing. However, it does crank and it does run. I don't know. We might experiment with that. Just, you know, maybe kind of try to gauge what I'm filming because my viewfinder's all messed up. I have a couple rolls of double Super 8, black and white. I think I have some FOMA that I might try just to see if I enjoy it. I've never shot double Super 8. Yeah, ACL. My income either. Yeah, I know, Jim. Seems to be a trend right now. Oh, I am so behind. Sorry, guys. Matt says, something I wondered about the Kodak Super 8 is how loud the damn thing is. They're not quiet at all, Matthew. I love the thought of a Super 8 with crystal sync, but would it just be pointless if the thing is like, it is loud. It's loud. 94 degrees Fahrenheit here in upstate of South Carolina. Everybody's cooking, you know? I mean, I guess we're not. It's mostly cloudy and 90 degrees right now here. And I'm on the east coast of Central Florida. Fun fact, if the 514 XL would have released today, it would have cost about 750 bucks. I'm getting a new computer and the other machine, so no cams for a while. Boo! Focusing ground glass. Oh, I have two Canon 514 XL and they are great. I'm with you on that, Jim. I love those cameras. What's wrong with my... Oh, there we go. Bonnie, huh? You guys in your Swedish language. What is the what's the language of Sweden? Just point and shoot. I got T20. Oh, you got the T20. I like the T20. There's no focus on it. It's kind of like my Kodacam. Very similar to the Kodacam 40. My little Shinon, the little 132p XL. It's just a focus-free lens. Love it. This is what I always shoot Kodachrome in because the aperture is stuck open, wide open. It's part of Greece. I wonder if I've been there. I got a T20 XL last year. That's what Dave Knopf has too. He brought it with him when I met up with him in Indiana. I have the Canon 514 and Bell & Howell T50, and it's very close in their image quality. That T50 is nice. Now that's got a lot more features than the T30. And you know, fun fact, they never made a T40 that I know of. I think there's a 10, a 20, a 30, and then a 50. Yeah, demand surges do go crazy. Things listed price for cameras, audio gear, synthesizers, vintage, everything. Everything. Well, vintage is in now. I mean, people are loving this whole analog, you know, movement right now. The test I have been waiting for was a 310 versus 514 versus 814 versus 1014, not the 5. Yes, Bonnie, I know. Somebody send me a 310 XL. I have everything else covered, and we'll do it. I have the 514, I have the 814, I have the 1014. Maybe somebody even send me the 1218. No, we don't really count that one. That one's all lens. It's nice though. Radios has one of those. Wish I got the T30. Oh well. The 20 is just as nice. It really is. This one just has a focusable lens, which is cool, but it's easy to get shots that are out of focus. Is the Bell & Howell the one that beeps? Yes, it is. And my wife kept reminding me of that yesterday when we were filming. I'll show you. And just for the record, I can't hear it because I have tinnitus, ringing of the ears. So I hear nothing this high pitched. But are you ready for this? Nicole, is it when the handle is up or down?
It's when the handle is up.
Okay, so I'm going to lower the handle. There's batteries in it. And I'm going to turn it on. Okay. So can anybody hear that? Nope, nothing, right? So when I lower the handle, I still can't hear anything, but can you guys? I'm sure my dog probably can. I'm going to turn it off because I know from doing a video on it that it's annoying. Yes, I don't know if they all do it. I know mine does. I only know because somebody else told me. New World Film, yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't know what you're saying, Jim. I still want to shoot some Vision 350D, 200T and 500T. I never tried the negative stock so far, but I want to. You're missing out, Mike. 50D. Ooh, a Pathé Double Super 8. I like it. I love the look of it. And it will take, oddly enough, it has the cap for a 400-foot mag, or 200-foot, whatever. Right up top. I don't know. I haven't messed with this in a long time, but as you can see, it has the cover. I didn't know they did that in Double Super 8. So cool. That sound. Jeffrey says, I got the Pathé 60mm thrown in on an auction. That's awesome. I'd love to have one of those. Guys, I am so far behind. I'm sorry. It's Russian Quartz Double Super 8 cameras. The later boxier 70s model, and love it. Just wish there was a Kodak negative Super 8 stock for Double Super 8 format. I don't even know, do they even make Double Super 8 anymore? Hey Katie, thank you for popping in. Canon Double Super 8 It's 100 foot max. Variable shutter, multiple speeds. Jim, is that the same one? Is that just like the is that the same camera as the Scoopik, design wise? Happy there. Wait, hey there, Katie. Some cameras are art. They are, for sure. They are art sculptures. The closest I was is art. I wish I could have seen more up north. I've never been out of the U.S. except for the Bahamas. Those Canons look great, and I'm sure they are, but I'm really happy with my full manual-less Bauer A512. I want another Bauer. And the 512 might just fit the bill. There's a T50 XL. Yes, there is, and it's loaded too. It's a really cool looking camera. So it's more available. Yes, there's a T50 5:1 zoom. The 1218 is cool. Yeah, the 1218 is described as the lens with a camera attached to the back of it. Yeah, just treat it carefully, your 1014 XLS. Baby it, because every time I pick it up, I'm afraid I'm snapping buttons off of it or something. They're hard to handle. Yeah, you can hear it. You guys can all hear the beep. I could not hear a thing. Wasn't there a battery beep or something? Yeah, well, it beeps. I think it's to remind you the camera's on. Mine does as well. So yours does too. All right, Steven. Everybody's beeps. So they're all the same. Did I miss the comparison? No. Hey, Certain. No, we haven't done that yet. We are going to get to it, though. I'm 37 minutes in, and I still haven't done anything but read comments. Whoa, look at that. Just joined. No, you have not missed yet. Smashes the like button. Yes. Thank you, Mike. Foma still makes new 25 foot. Okay, I did not know that, Bonnie. Thank you. Has anyone used any of the Pro 8mm exclusive Super 8 stock? They have 250D and black and white negative. Also, Pro 8 does have double Super 8, or they did. I've shot a roll or two of their film, but I've never sent it back for processing. I have it still here. Same as the Scoopik. I sent you a pic. Pro 8mm has two stocks. Yeah, I think that's probably why I won't get it, Jim. The Scoopik, from what I can tell, takes beautiful pictures, and I'm a Canon fan. I just hate the look of the Scoopik. I just don't like the look of them. But you can't deny they're gorgeous. I mean, the footage, Canon. Oh, am I finally catching up? Mike, my tinnitus is so bad that my wife has to wake me up when this... I'm with you, Barry. It's insane. I mean, it's debilitating. Mine gets so bad sometimes that I just want it just to be over. I mean, it really is bad. Yeah, I know. Sadly, only black and white reversal. Hey, we'll take what we can get. I've never been anywhere outside the country, if not for college. I still owe the government for it. The sound stops on the Bell and Howell when you mount the... Yeah, because you fold the handle up, right? Or yeah. Yeah, I think there's a setting. It's been a while since I've actually used it. But there is a setting for... Here, we're going to do something real quick. I know, it's beeping, right? I can't remember how you get it working on the tripod because it won't go. Yeah, I'll turn it off. I know it's loud. I can't remember how to get it to work on a tripod, but yes, unless you just have to use the cable release. Maybe that's it. I want an R10 too. I had one. Wish I'd never gotten rid of it. I like how the Nikon footage turned out. No wonder it was $300 when it was new, and they boasted about it. I love Nikon. I'm a Nikon fan with still cameras. Howls like a dog because... Beep! Hopefully it's off now, right, guys? Let me put the lens cap back on my Pathé. So yes, I want to show you guys something real quick. 42nd Street Matthew, I had a couple of back and forths with him on email. But he sent me a cool photo and some info on the new Alien movie. If you're not an Alien fan, you won't care, but maybe you will. I'm a horror fan, and I love the movie Alien, Aliens. But there's a new one coming out. Yeah, Romulus, Alien Romulus. That looks wicked. But there's some behind the scenes stuff or kind of some making of, just quick little documentaries. They're out there. But he found this shot of the director Fede Alvarez. Check out this picture and what he is holding. Not sure if he is doing just some, maybe some director's viewfinder stuff. That's my guess. I don't think the movie was shot on film. I don't think. This is in the video, though. That photo. I don't remember the photo. I actually screenshotted that. Matthew sent me his screenshot, but it was easier for me to screenshot and then crop to 16 by 9 or 1920 by 1080. So that's what I did. And what a cool shot of the director of Alien Romulus holding a K3. Woohoo! And there's a lot of people that don't like K3s. And if you belong to any of the forums on Facebook, I just mainly read them, some of them. There's 4 or 5 people that claim to be professionals and they hate K3s and whatnot. Don't listen to them. They're goofballs. But I like the K3. I really do. They can be finicky. They can start jumping the loops. They can be a little tricky to load sometimes, but they're good little cameras. And they used to be a lot cheaper. They've gone up in price lately, but they're still good entry-level 16mm cameras. They're easy to modify. They're fun cameras. I have a couple of them. I would put up there, I mean, I know people will disagree with me. There's not as many lens options for it as the Bolex. But footage-wise, I'd say it's relatively comparable. Yeah, I know I'm going to get some hate over that, but I like the K3. I like budget equipment if it's good. Not the Bentley XL720 or whatever that camera was. You remember that with the plastic lens? So that's cool. That's a cool little shot of him holding that K3. Can you hear the beep on video? I cannot, Bonnie. I think the quarter bolt cancels out the chime. The quarter bolt cancels out the chime. I don't know what that means, Joe. Yay, show and tell time. VHS teaser. By the way, or by the look of it, if you are an Alien fan, you won't care either. I will not. Alien is my fave movie. Have it on Laserdisc twice. I used to have a bunch of Laserdiscs. On DVD twice and Blu-ray once. Woo! The new Twister movie was also shot on film again. That's awesome. It's Twisters, right? Alien is my favorite series ever. Can't wait for Romulus. I know, I'm dying to see it too. Mike says professionals. Yeah, they love to complain and talk down on things a lot. Yeah, you have to ignore. There's like I say, there's a handful of people on these Super 8 forums on Facebook, on the 60mm forums. It's fine when they want to chime in and they actually give good constructive criticism, but when that's all you see on every post is how that I don't want to make this more than it is, but take it with a grain of salt. There's no such thing as a professional, truly, when it comes to this. It's everything is an experiment. It's fun. What you may hate, I may love. What I may love, you may hate. Take it or leave it. Spielberg shot some regular 8 with his Bolex for Bridge of Spies. That's interesting. And used a Max 8 Gate 4008. Woohoo! Tried to write a script for Twister 2, but I only got as far as the first draft. That's an accomplishment in itself, though, Russell. Mechanical wind-up 60mm cameras are freaking awesome. It's not a whole lot for it to break. Katie says, hey, Kraft, I recently watched Alien and forgot how corny the gore was. I know, it's all practical. That's the good thing about it, though. And they're doing that again with the new one. They're not CGI and everything. I keep debating whether to take the risk of buying a K3 on eBay or ordering from Max Karpenko and potentially getting it modified to use Canon lenses. That's a good question, Matthew. I mean, I don't know. Does it take away from the novelty of having a low budget, inexpensive camera? Maybe. Maybe. Did you include all of the original characters too? Yeah, that's interesting, Russell. It scares me though. It's still scary. It's freaky. South Park movie was released on Laserdisc before VHS. You are the queen of good deals and fun facts. Pick one. Alien or the original? The original. I don't remember if that's Alien or Aliens, but I like the original the best. As soon as I attach the Bell and Howell to a tripod, the sound stops automatically. I think oh, I got what you're saying, Jim. It pushes a button in there. Yeah, it grounds it out. Okay, I got you. Putting down teenagers for having a Crosley. Yeah, that's all they do. That they, there's a couple on there that claim to be professionals. I only do, but you never see any of their work. First draft. Come on, guys. First draft. I love it. I love first drafts. I'm close to getting my first draft of my horror film written. Close, as in I've been doing it for 8 years. Now that's a fun fact. Alien is the best. I love both, but I actually love the first 3 equally. That special edition assembly Cult of Alien 3 is fantastic. So there's several movies that I think the original and the sequel are equally as good. One would be Lethal Weapon. I think Lethal Weapon is equally good as Lethal Weapon 2. I also think Beverly Hills Cop. I'm a comedy fanatic too. Beverly Hills Cop 1, Beverly Hills Cop 2. I put them in reverse order. I think Beverly Hills Cop 2 is better than the first one, but they're both equally as watchable. I am working on my first draft of our film. Awesome, Jim. Yeah, even if we've never got the actual movie David Fincher wanted for Alien 3, it's still an awesome film. I like the new one. All right, I'm going to show you guys a couple things really quick because I'm just going here. Okay, so we went over yes. I talked about, I did shoot this. I already told you guys. Look for this. This is coming relatively soon. I'm getting found film going again. I've been a little slow on that. I want to get cameraman Mike going again. I want to find out who Joey is. We're going to find out what's on this 50D. I'm going to process that this week. I shot half of it on my Bell & Howell, half of it on this. And let me move this out of the way. Actually, let me put the Pathé down here, because I want to show you guys what I did. I took this film right here. It's a random roll. It's not anything I shot. It's Ektachrome 160. Probably was not the best specimen to use. It sounds oddly scientific. Because it wasn't shot perfect. So maybe it was the right choice. It's an old roll of just somebody's random footage that I had gotten quite some time ago. Let's see. It's from 1976. That's when this roll was manufactured. So what I decided I wanted to try and do, I have 6 movie film scanners in my house. 6. I have the Wolverine 720p. Guys, I apologize if I'm missing some comments, but I want to go through this really quick. So I have the Wolverine 720, which is the original Super 8/8mm film scanner in consumer, true low-end consumer model. I then bumped up to the Wolverine 1080p or Wolverine Pro model, which is right here. And I used this for quite a while, because that's all I could afford. After that, I purchased a used Movie Stuff, right? You know, now defunct. Movie Stuff scanner. the Movie Stuff Retro Scan Mark 1 2K. Actually, I bought the 1080p one, and then it cost me a little bit of money, couple grand, to upgrade it to the 2K camera. After that, I bought another one of these. Actually, I take that back. I was gifted a Digit Now copycat of this, the 1080p cheapo scanner, the $300 or $400 one. And then I bought this, which I showed last week. You like that view, don't you? Can't see me. Which is the Retro Scan, or the Retro 8 1080p. By the way, 1080p is pretty awesome. This scans Super 8 and 8mm. And lastly, my 6th scanner was my Movie Stuff, once again, Retro Scan Universal Mark II unit. You know I've shown this before, but there's my wall. That's where I keep them. The scanner on the left is the one I just talked about, my Retro Scan Mark II, 4K-ish. On the bottom right down there, you see the Movie Stuff Retro Scan Mark I 2K unit. So now you've seen all of the scanners, or heard of all of the scanners that I own. Oh yeah, back to this. So what I decided to do, and even for me, I just wanted to see truly what the difference was. And again, how do I say this? If I sent this roll of film to 10 different people that offered scanning services, and all 10 people had the exact same scanner, I'm going to get 10 completely different looks and completely different results. Because scanning is only as good as the operator. That's just how it is. You're going to get 10 completely different looks. So when I show you these results, keep that in mind. I only know what I know. I'm self-taught. I learn everything myself. I'm not perfect at color grading. In fact, I'm far from it. So I scan this. Now, I don't have all 4 individual scans. I have them all on the screen at once. Boom, 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 boom. And right next to each one, I'm going to show you what scanner did what. So what we're going to do, keep that in mind. I'm going to show you the raw first. This is how it came out. This is how it came out when I initially scanned. This is about a minute long, minute and 10 seconds. These are directly from the scanner, and I used this. I used this, which is my Retro 8 1080. So 1080, 1080. I used the 2K that I showed you in the right side of the picture, and I used the 4K, which is actually about 3.8K in 4:3, not in widescreen, because that's a 4:3 camera. All right, keep that in mind. I want to show you guys totally ungraded, then I'm going to show you the graded one, and you just tell me what you guys think. And again, this is just from me scanning, and I'm not a professional, so keep your terrible comments to a minimum, because I know you guys. I know how you are. You guys destroy me. All right, raw footage. That's how each one came out of the scanner. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one's which yet. You probably know anyway. The 2 on the bottom are overscans with the perf showing, only because that's how they were already set up. For some reason, I thought that was longer. Okay, this one's only about 30 seconds long, so that one's just about over. Maybe they are only 30 seconds. I can't remember how much. All right, so here I did, yeah, curious to see what, here it is, kind of graded, as good as I could, you know. Stop it. All right, let's see. How long is this? Let me see for a second. For some reason I was thinking it was longer than that. Okay, this one's full. This one's got more. That's right. I wanted to show you ungraded. I'm sorry, I should have been more prepared, but all right, here they are kind of graded. These are about a minute long. Now the Retro 8 only scans full scan. In other words, you can't use it to show the perforation or the sprocket hole. None of this has been stabilized. None of it. Yes, Mike, I'm with you on that. And Jim, I agree to some degree. I think and we're going to back it up here for a second, and we're going to pause it. I do agree that the Wolverine Pro, for what it is, here, let's find a spot. For what it is, does okay. It kind of blows things out, and that is graded. I didn't actually boost any of the highlights because it kind of overdoes it anyway. But the top left, as you can see, it is quite compressed. There's a lot of artifacts in it. That's my biggest concern with that Wolverine, is the artifacting. Don't get me wrong, for what it is, I think it does a fine job. And if you want to just transfer a bunch of your own home movies, I think it's going to be more than sufficient. I think if you really take a good close look, it is extremely artifact. Let me forward a little bit. Now, I will say this, the film itself was extremely magenta. Extremely magenta. Let me see if we can get close on the faces. Kind of as close as we can get right there, but kind of look at her arm, the girl in blue. You can see like the black specks. It's hard because I didn't do individual videos, and it's kind of hard to zoom in. Yeah, the spokes, true. The Wolverine is sharp. I will say that. It's fixed focus, and it stays in, it's pretty sharp. Little scanner. It's not terrible for what it is. It's really not. I try to tell people that. The professionals on the film forums will tell you it's a toy and it's absolute junk and garbage. And to some degree, they have a leg to stand on. You're not shooting a short film or a feature film and expecting to show it on the big screen, scanning it in one of these. But that's not what these are for. These are, and they're a little rough on your film. I will say that as well. They're not great on your film, but the result for what you pay for the scanner, as long as you can keep it running, for what you pay for it, if you just want to test film stocks or start, getting your feet wet to see if this analog world is for you, that might not be a bad decision. All right, so I'm not going to try to go all the way back. I'm sorry, guys, for missing some of your comments. I hate that. That is very interesting. Not what I expected. Yeah, it is interesting to see. Now, again, like I said earlier, that I could send this film to 10 more people, and we could put 10 more films up there that would all look completely different. It's totally based on how good the operator of that machine is. And there's probably still some focus tweaks I could have done, some exposure tweaks I could have made, some better color corrections, some more levels adjustments. There's a lot of things I could have done. I could have done some grain reduction, some sharpening, a lot of things I didn't do, but I kind of wanted to show you just basics, just exactly, for the most part, a quick scan of what you can expect. Good old footage. The Wolverine Pro, Barry, is sharper. It is a lot. I mean, it's really crisp. I will say this, the output, the final output from the 3-minute and 20-second film is about like 300 megabytes, something like that, 250 to 350 megabytes, somewhere in that range. The output of 3600 TIFF file sequence from my other machines is insane. 300 megabytes. I say gigabytes, 300 megabytes. Those, 10 to 15 gigabytes. It's insane the difference when you scan uncompressed versus highly compressed. IOM, I'm with you. For the cost, yeah, it doesn't look too shabby. Jim, what I used to do, this one does have the negative positive feature. There were a lot of cases. I scanned a lot of my films with this. There's a lot of cases where I would invert the image in post because it looked better when you scan negative film as a positive. Yeah, it does. It does, radios. Are those all default settings? Well, there's not really a default setting for any of the scanners except for this. But yeah, with this one, it was all default. We don't have any really good Greek. Oh, you guys talking about food. Over sharpened on the Wolverine. Yeah, the Wolverine looked fine at a distance, but when you really look at it, it's rough. Huge difference. Yeah, there is a big difference. Yeah, I'm with you, Jeffrey. You can definitely tell a difference when you put it in the when you put it on full screen. It's like the artifacting in this is so bad when you see it full screen. It's like all the worms go in different directions. It's very prevalent when you watch it in full screen. If you watch footage like this on your phone, it's gonna look pretty good actually. This is perfect for like web use and stuff. Gatekeepers be gone, yeah. And there are some mods you can do for those, right, Mike, to improve them a little. I've seen some people mod these a little bit. I don't know how much of an improvement it really is. Most of the improvement that can be done with this is done in post, I would say. No matter what you do, you're just delivering to this little, sorry, excuse me, to this little SD slot back here. And outside of, changing out the motherboard and all that, you're basically getting what this can deliver. Cheapy little camera that's in there, little camera, but not bad. At least these scanners you can afford without selling. I know. These are definitely very affordable. Link in bio. No, I do have a link to these in the video. By the way, fun fact, this versus the 720p video that I did, the fourth video I ever did in my life on this channel, is the highest viewed video on my channel to this day. Almost 50,000 views. Where I compared this one and the earlier 720 model. Pegs with bearings, for example. Yeah, up here. Yeah, there's definitely some things you can do. One guy actually eliminated the take-up altogether and just lets it fall into a bucket. Not a bad idea. Yeah, when overseas looks better than I thought it would. The retro 4K looks awesome though. Resolution, colors, etc. I really do like that 4K scanner. I'm having some issues with it, but I'm trying my best to do some workarounds. Unfortunately, there isn't any support for it anymore, so I got to do the best I can. But overall, I like the look of that 4K scanner the best. Yeah, I know, my grain reduction. Does it matter if you scan in a Lightroom or no? For these, for the most part, it does not matter at all, Jeffrey. It doesn't. It doesn't affect it. The lights are so insanely bright that it doesn't affect it. Now I put little cardboard sleeves. I used it a lot on my 2K, just to kind of shield, the camera and the light source, but it never made any difference. Nasser is here. Hello, my friend. Wolverine not win overseas. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, Mike. Kodak Reels version 2, and it's good for what it is. That's not a bad little scanner either. Very similar to this. I think the Kodak Reels, it's a little more streamlined. It's a little thicker. Has a little bigger screen. A couple more buttons, and it's a Kodak. But I think they're all made basically the same. Lyle says the film chats. Catch the rest later. Oh, you got to go. Okay. Thank you, Lyle. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. See you next week, hopefully. Yes, we named too many places. For the money, the Wolverine Pro is very... For the money, you can't beat it, Jim. I'm with you. I have no intention of getting rid of this. During scanning. Yeah, Mike, I have not noticed any different, and I've done both. I've done this in the darkness. I've left this in a bedroom with the lights off in complete darkness, and have done it in a room like this. I have 9 lights going right now, and there's not been any difference whatsoever. White balance. Retro 8 has a matter with white. What is that? White balance and focus. Yes, it's fixed focus on the Retro 8. I think you could change it probably if you got in there, but it is on the Retro 8. It's fixed. You can just move the camera a little, but the way you have to calibrate it to align the camera to get the full frame. But once that's done, it's done. I learned that reformatting the USB disk every time helps a lot. That's good to know, Jim. Jeffrey says, I couldn't believe the sharpness of the Wolverine for the money. It's definitely the sharpest of all 3 of the scans, I think, or 4. I just don't like the compression. I feel like there's room, there's a $1,000 to $2,000 option room somewhere in this range. I feel like they could come up with something that maybe you can do even 16 millimeter, a little bit better camera, even if you got to keep the focus fixed. I don't know. I think there's some room there. Retroscan 4K has a strange aspect ratio. Yes. Okay, so 3K is it 2880 by 1620, something like that. 4K is 3860 by 2160 UHD. Mine is a 4:3, a more 4:3 aspect ratio sensor in the camera. That scanner, the 4K one I have, is made for the home movie market. It's not made for showing widescreen productions. It's made for this market, for mom and pop shops that scan people's home movies. And as we all know, 99% of home movies were shot on 16 millimeter, 8 millimeter, or Super 8, and that's all 4:3. So that's why that camera is mainly a 4:3 camera. The native resolution, the full resolution of that sensor is 2448 by 2048. So if you take the horizontal resolution out of the equation, because I'm not going to have 3860 this way. I've only got 2448, right? 2160 is the vertical resolution of 4K. I'm at 2048, which is about 50, I think 52 pixels on the top and the bottom different. It equates to about 3.8K in vertical resolution, which is truly how they get. I know that 3K, 4K relates to the width, but that's truly how they get the numbers. And I'm in 4:3, so it's hard to explain, but you maybe hopefully can understand. What did I miss? I think I was answering. Oh yeah, okay, I was okay. It's only been Nexus. Fun fact: there is a part of the FNAF game Five Nights at Freddy's sister location where you can see a silhouette of an Airy 16BL. Send a picture on Gmail, not a Rickroll. Yeah, sure. Uh-oh, another not a Rickroll. We're not seeing what you're seeing. What am I not seeing, Gordon? There is a Cineon Genesis Plus Kodak Film Scanner 4K on eBay. I think I saw that, Jeffrey. Filmboy24, I found a fully exposed roll of 40A. Oh, Type A. Kodachrome. 40A Super 8 that I'm going to send you. I know it's Kodachrome, but who knows? It might come out decent in the camera. Still had a receipt from... Awesome! Send it. Send it. Thank you, Steven. Oh, good. I'm early for next week. We were talking about you earlier, Dave. I don't know. Your name came up. I don't remember how. Oh, I was talking about the email we had back and forth. Question, Mike. I developed 2 of my 16mm 100-foot black and white films in D96 twice from same bottle. Can I develop 1 more film? That's pushing it, Nasser. I would, you know, I'm a guy that likes to, I'm thrifty. I can get a couple good developments out of HC110B. D96 is not going to be too different than that, but I would be a little skeptical. After 2 100-foot rolls, I'm guessing that's around 2 liters, right? 3 liters that you're using. It depends. It depends. Depends on how big the bath is. If you're using 2 liters, that's going to just basically cover the film. So it's going to exhaust quicker. If you're using 3 or 4 liters, you probably could do it. Maybe. You're on the cusp. Because that's, you know as well as I do, that's truly supposed to be one and done. Well, I'm not lying. You can clearly see it in the image. All right, Bonnie. If Bonnie doesn't rickroll me at least once a stream, then, you know. Ooh. She did not rickroll me. See the eyes back there? Ooh. That's definitely a BL. Sorry guys, got to bail for now. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for coming. Yes, Gordon, a lot of artifacts in that. If you got to basically look closer at the film, there will be it's very compressed. And when you compress, you lose a lot of bit rate. And when you lose a lot of bit rate, you're going to start adding a lot of artifacts because the compression, the system is going to try to make up for missing information. And it doesn't always know how. You know, when you use the healing brush or something in Photoshop, it doesn't always work perfectly because you're asking a machine to make decisions for you. Instead of keeping all that information, you're asking artificially intelligence to fill in that missing information for you. And when they do that, it typically never works out. And you end up with weird looking artifacts. Thank you, Mike, for coming. We're going to wrap it up here in just a second. We're about 13 minutes over. Sure, Rick Astley. Oh, and that is not Photoshop. Not like that is Photoshop. Come on. Everybody hit the thumbs up button on the way out, please. I beg of you. It does kind of help me a little bit. I promise. Ish. But I truly appreciate everybody every week. We're going to have a fun one next week. I know we will. We have a fun one every week. I hope you enjoyed the little... I had one more film I was going to show, but kind of ran out of time. It was a scanner, another scanner test, this Retro 8 down here. You know what? We'll show it real quick. You guys want to see it? This is a film I shot. You probably have already seen it in a past video. It's only 3 minutes long. It's basically my wife walking around a park. But I shot it as a test for an E6 alternative process where I processed this E6 film as a reversal with HC110B and ECN2, and I exposed it to light manually, the film. You guys remember that? Let me show you really quick. And this, I was basically just, I've already scanned and showed this video. It was a while back. But I took that roll of film because I wanted to scan one of my developed films with this Retro 8 that does not overscan. Yeah, I know, Jeffrey, you're right. The great scanner, by the way. I'm not bad-mouthing this scanner at all. I like the scanner, personally. So let's show you, where's it at? I got it in here somewhere. This is a film that I shot quite some time ago. I don't know, a year ago, 8 months ago. Scanned with the, and again, the colors were all wrong. They're muted. It was 7284, or I'm sorry, 7294, I think, the new Ektachrome, or 7285 Ektachrome 100D of old, 10, 12 years ago. I don't remember which stock it was, but it was Ektachrome 100D, not processed properly, kind of tried to color correct it a little bit, scanned with the Retro 8. Here it is. And you can clearly see the colors are off. And they were much, way, way worse before I did anything to it. And this is 1080p. And I think I also eventually showed the film that she is actually making with, that's my Shinon 20pXL that she's using. This camera is my 514XL. Thanks, Mike. And again, I only did this for testing the alternative E6 process. So this is a reversal that you're watching right now. This film could be projected. Now, it would be off, the colors, because I did have to correct a lot of it in post, but it's a start. Sweet! You're right, Jim. Question, is there a way to scan the sound of Super 8 for the sound head and answer? There is a way, Jim, and I do that. There's a couple different ways you can do it. Back at the end of the stream, just won an auction on a Lomo tank. Awesome, Remjet, yay! And thank you, I appreciate it. It's just, like I say, I was basically there to film a test shot, a test roll. Still looks good. Thanks, Iwan. And I wanted to see what this scanner would do. I wanted to see what the Retro 8 would do with this kind of wonky film. I'd say it's relatively stable, if I'm being honest. And I did check the frames, and it, like I say, I've not done anything to this frame size whatsoever. This is exactly how it comes out of the scanner. All I did was kind of color grade it a little bit, and it pretty much cuts the frame right in where it needs to be. She was getting hot and bothered. Thank you, Radios. It's very nice. Thanks, Jim. I just processed my 254th roll of Super 8 that I have documented. I've processed probably well over 1,000 rolls, but since I started documenting, only the ones that I keep, by the way, and this is number 205. So I can't remember how old this one is. That is it. Right up to the hole in the film. Did you see the hole in the film go by? I didn't cut anything out of that, by the way. Most of the time, I'll cut that, the color card out at the end. But I didn't cut anything out. Happy wife, happy life. Get her out of the heat. I know. She is an insane trooper with me. She never complains about anything that I do with film. How do you keep the flicker off? It's scanned frame by frame, Silver Horse, and thank you for jumping in. I'm sad that we're getting ready to close it out, but that was 3,600 individual frames, individual TIFF files that I imported into my editing software and ran them at 18 frames per second. You will get flicker if you try to film off of the wall most of the time, or off of, using a projector. unless you can get those shutter speeds exactly right. Thanks, Mike. Really appreciate the sharing. And you're welcome. And thank you for coming, IOM. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Jeffrey. Everybody, thank you so much. Week to week, you guys are just awesome. I really do appreciate everybody that comes to these live streams. I definitely would not do them without you. Mike, we will be sending an email to... Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. Send an email this week. I'll be looking for it. Nice colors, nice white balance, nice depth, but no good for... but not so good focus. Maybe I have a problem with focus. Yeah, focus is off and on. Good seeing everybody. You do need a 5-blade shutter for that, yes. Hi, Hedja. Bonnie. Stay cool and hydrated, everyone. That's great advice, Mike. Guys, I will see everybody next Sunday. The Sunday after that, we will not be live streaming. I will be gone for a long weekend. But I'll definitely see you next Sunday, and I'm looking forward to it. Peace, everybody. Next Sunday.